everybody, it's Bean and Bagel. We are a married couple from the Midwest. He's from Michigan and I'm from Minnesota. Together we talk mostly about food on our channel and we post videos once or twice a week. But today we are back with another video in our series going through the Us Journal. Because we are a married couple, and so we just wanted to talk a little bit about relationships and marriage and go through this book together with you. Just kind of try to connect a little bit more on a personal level, as well as have it for our own documentation of just being able to look back on and reflect on some memories and how we've maybe grown or changed or not. But we also just kind of thought it would be cool to go through it page by page and answer the questions. However, we might not answer every single question in the book, just because we do want to keep some things private. And so we're not going to necessarily put everything out there in the public eye that we feel like should be kept between us. So
it's none your business.
None ya.
So the first question of the day, we're still on page 10. And we're on the last question of that page. And you have two options to pick from. You can pick both if you want to. But the question is, relationships, number one, shouldn't be hard if you're truly in love. Or number two, take a lot of work.
So I really think this one is both. And I'll explain why. I think that relationships shouldn't be hard if you're truly in love. Like, I think that's true more at the beginning of the relationship. I think early on, you know, if you're just like fighting all the time and you're really having to like struggle through everything and like just everything is hard, that might not be like a great relationship, because I do feel like there are many things, especially early on in the relationship, where it should come easily, it should come naturally. And then there are other times that I do think as relationships progress that it does take a lot of work. Like, it's hard and it's not always like fun times and easy, you know, easy sailing or whatever, like where you might have to put a lot of work in to make things work. But I do feel like that's more like over time as your relationship progresses. So I kind of feel like it's both, like depending on where you are in the relationship, but like there should still be things even as your relationship progresses though that still are natural and easy. Like with me and you, like we've always had like a very like natural connection, like natural way that we like get along with each other, and like friendship and laughter and like all those kind of things. And like that's carried on throughout our relationship, but like as things progress, there may be more things that you have to work on. So I really would answer that question as it's both easy and hard.
I think I would agree. I would pick both. It takes a lot of work to make relationships last. I think, you know, when you watch shows on TV, like romance, like reality type love shows, I don't think they really show the it takes a lot of work side. And a lot of those relationships don't last because I think a lot of the people go into it thinking, if I truly find the person that I'm supposed to be with, it won't be as hard. And I don't think there's anything of value in life, whether it's a person or a job or anything that we have, that doesn't have some difficulty to it that's worth having. And I don't think that you should go into a relationship like with a checklist per se. I think there's certain foundational things, you know, that you want to have a checklist for. Like, are they a trustworthy person? Are they a faithful person? Do we share some similarities, like you said, with sense of humor and, you know, whatever else? You know, there's some foundational things that definitely shouldn't be hard. But I think if you get too picky with your list, you're going to be alone. So you might as well just kind of find the balance, but don't settle, if that makes any sense. So that's my answer. I would say both.
For sure.
The next one is on page 11, and it's the first question on page 11. And it says, each person on earth has only one true love. True or false?
Oh man, this question's really hard for me to answer. Like, I feel like my answer could change based on the day, because, man.
Really? It's that bad with me?
No. I just mean, like, to me this question is getting at, like, does each person on earth, like, have one, like, soulmate? And I really struggle with that, because, like, I think, you know, there's just this part of you that wants to believe in soulmates, and, like, there is only that one true love that's out there for you, and, like, I don't know, just that, like, magical, romantical fantasy, you know, that we all have. Like, there's just this one perfect person for you. And I really think that, like, true love, like, love can be, like, grown and, like, worked on, and, like, you know, alluding to the last question, like, that you know, you put the time in and the effort, and if both parties do that, like, you can make true love. And I think that's possible to have with more than one person. But there is still that side of me that's like, no, there's, like, a soulmate, you know, where it's like that love is gonna be more than, like, any other one that could be again, you know. I do think there's an element of that I do believe in. But I think I'm gonna say false. But man, I could really go either way on it. Because, like, for instance, you might have heard us talk about our dog Lincoln that passed away. And I think we both really felt like he was a soulmate in some way, of, like, a soul dog. Just because of the connection that we shared, and you don't feel like you can ever have that again or have that replaced. So it's a hard one for me to answer. I really struggle with that, but I do feel like love can grow, and you can make love, like, truly great if you have two people that are really in it and work at it. And I don't know, but I can convince myself, like, either way. So I'm not really doing a good job of answering the question, but I think I'm saying false officially, but I'm still debating with myself.
I'm so brokenhearted. No, I think I kind of agree. I think to say that each person on earth only has one true love, I think it depends on the person. So what I mean is, for some couples, that can absolutely be true. Like, you might have met someone when you were 15 or 10 or whatever it was, and you carried that all the way through till you were 90, and they both passed away, and you never found anyone ever again. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, I think, like, you know, I've experienced friends and whatnot that have been in relationships, and that person passed away at a young age. And so it's hard for me to put that on them, that, like, that was their one true love forever, that they'll never have anyone else, when they may live 70, 80 more years on earth. It's hard for me to label them that. I also think that it can be seasonal. So, for instance, I'm not saying love is seasonal. By no means am I saying that. But what I'm saying is, I think you go through ebbs and flows of life. So, like, take for instance what I said, the couple that lost somebody at a young age. They may find that next person that is their soulmate in that season of their life to help them kind of face those challenges and go through the next series or season of life, because not everyone experiences that in life. Like I said, some people meet young and they stay together until they're old and die, but some don't. And I do think that there's some truth to, there's another true love from that standpoint. You know, I think that there are other people on earth that might be able to help me, or I might be able to help them with their weaknesses, maybe better than I could for her, or maybe there's some other person out there that could help her better than I could. But it doesn't mean that I'm not a true love. It just means they're a different true love. Hopefully that makes sense.
Like each one has their own unique thing that they bring that brings a unique love, like, to it, in a sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
But that's all we have time for today. Stay tuned next time when we continue this series. And we look forward to seeing you in the future. Have a good one.
Bye.